So I'm doing a voiceover because I don't want to put it all in text because I'm feeling kind of lazy, but someone already figured out who MK's mom was, and I also decided a name for her thanks to the only macaque who I had a whole conversation with in the comments on the previous video about MK's mom. So I want to give a special thank you to them because they're amazing and they also guessed who she was. So I kind of want to like explain just who she is and like her entire backstory in the Lego Monkey Kid version of the story. So I decided to name MK's mom Moxie, which was one of the names that the only macaque gave me. And she is the female monkey demon king. So she was part of the 7 sages and all of that, you know? So what happened was, of course, in the original story, the 7 sages approach Monkey King because he's super ultra powerful and they make alliances with him. And so like things go on and like the 7 sages are sort of just chill, and then of course in the Lego Monkey Kid story we see Monkey King with the 7 sages. So I think what would happen is that he would sort of just come on in and just sort of like insert himself into the 7 sages, and like he's like a super powerful monkey and he's kind of also a guy, so the other guys were just sort of like sending out messages to Moxie, and she sort of got the hint and that they didn't want her around anymore, and she sort of just left. She didn't even put up a fight. She cannot put up a fight against Monkey King. He is way more powerful than her, and she doesn't necessarily like it, but she just sort of accepts it. And then the similar thing happens to the macaque demon king, who is totally separate from the macaque that we know within the story. So they sort of Monkey King sort of just brings in the 6-eared macaque that we know, and then the macaque demon king sort of just gets the hint, and he leaves much like Moxie did. Same with the dragon demon king. They start planning, like they don't replace him or anything, they start planning to overthrow the Jade Emperor, and the Dragon King is like, okay, yeah, no, I'm out, these guys are nuts. And then he just sort of leaves of his own volition. So now it's just Moxie, the Macaque King, and the Dragon King. And they just sort of form their own siblinghood. And like hundreds of years, like centuries go by, and they all have their own human forms, they're all doing their own things. They see Megapolis rise to the mega ultra future city that we know it today, and Moxie ends up encountering a child who is supposedly abandoned. So like, I know in the original season 4 that MK goes to Pigsy's, and well, I'm kind of retconning that. Instead of going to Pigsy's, he goes to Moxie's. And she just sort of like takes him in as her kid, and he sort of just grows up with her as a mother figure. And then she's good friends with Pigsy and Tang for some reason, because I wanted to keep them included. So now they're sort of like his dad figures. Of course, the Macaque King and the Dragon King are essentially like his uncles, and through the Dragon King, that's how he meets May, because of their, you know, dragon family. So that's how he and May meet, and you know, life goes on. And then MK gets the staff. And of course, Moxie is less than happy about it, but she sort of just lets it happen and hopes that Wukong doesn't fuck shit up. And I kind of sort of just want to leave it there because this is getting long already, and I already explained her backstory, and I think this is getting a bit too confusing for me. So I'm going to write down everything properly later, because right now I'm just talking out of my ass. So this is all you're going to get for now. Yeah, well, I'll see you guys later, and that was so awkward. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.